morning, welcome back to the channel. This is take two. I couldn't get my words out the first time I tried it. So, surprised to see that standing. Wind and rain we've had over the weekend. I thought that was going to be wrapped over next door's fence, if I'm perfectly honest. We did cover everything up, cover that over, cover all the fixings up, so that hasn't moved either, which is fantastic because it means all the fixings and all the boxes are still dry. Nothing's moved here, thank goodness. I've got visions of a bit of movement on that wall with the size of it, but we've got away with that, probably because we put that brace on there. We've got our own personal skate rink as well at the moment. That is ridiculously slippy, obviously because of the temperature. I still think is it -1 still, do you think, Mark? Probably. Bet -1. So we'll have to be very careful on that. Mick, being Mick, can fall over his own feet. So I dare say we'll have to keep him off that for the next few hours in case he falls over and breaks something. I don't really know the plan as yet. We wanted to hope for the best and get the cladding on, I think. We were going to put the roof on, but we have only got half the amount of OSB 3 boards to use on the roof at the moment. So I think we may do the cladding first and hope the order comes today for the OSB 3, the remaining order, because we have to wait for it. So we can get all the boards on, then waterproof all at the same time to protect it like we did that one. But plans may change, and they do on a regular basis, depending on deliveries, etc. So we'll crack on and see what we get done today. Right then, now we've clad that to one side. We'll leave Mick to do this one, or Mick and Mark. We've just put a piece in there because we're going to join it, so we're going to join it in one place rather than stagger the joints, because it looks a bit rubbish, if I'm honest, when you start cutting it. So put a trim on there, all in one piece, and then we'll go again from there to the back, because it's not something you'll see from the front anyway. I mean, this area may never be used by the customers, but we have been talking about whether they want to bring the decking round and run it round the side. That'd be quite nice, but it's just extra expenses that they might want to pay. So while they do that, Adam's down there, just uncovering the Masonite I-beams. So we'll get them covered. And while he's doing that, I'm going to start setting out for the first 4, which are the long ones in this bay. So I'm going to come like you would do traditional flooring, even though this is a roof. I'm going to come 50mm in. And then we are 600 centres on this. So I'm going to put a mark on. I'm going to put a hole in there ready to go with the screw in it. So when we drop it on, I can fix it. I've already got my centre. And then because these sort of do this, because they're quite, well, you'll see in a minute when we put them up, we're going to get some lath then in 2 different places, butted against there. Do a 50mm mark on it with a hole in ready to go. And then stretch it across here. Mark the 600 centres on, so we can then put a screw in it like that, to keep these in parallel with each other. These are 240mm, and these will span, especially for a flat roof. It'd be different for a floor, because obviously there's different loads, dead loads and variable loads on floors, so these are good to go for this one. Like I say, these are Masonite beams. Then there. This is an 8 metre. We have got an intermediate wall going in there, in between, as we've always said, with the shed, so we will put a wall underneath this anyway, but all the calculations say that these can span 8 metres as a flat roof section. So as I've just talked about, we'll set it out, we'll take up the garden, and we'll start getting these on the roof. Ad's just going to get the rubber roof we're going to put on it. He's just had the phone call to say that's ready. You can go and collect that. And that piece of rubber is, how big, Ad?
7.6 by 8.4, I think.
So it's a big piece of rubber. So we're going to put one piece of rubber all over that, and then the section at the back, where it's an L shape, we'll just cut it off. Rather than trying to join to piece, we thought it might be more beneficial and better for us, especially when we don't want to have to come back to a leaky roof. We can just cut the excess off and we can use that for something else. We did talk about using it as a runner, didn't we, Ad? When we do jobs at hardball, we can put runner on the floor, use that bit of rubber off, cut as a runner, which is a good idea. So we'll get this up the garden, I'll shut up talking, and we'll get to installing.
corner.
Should be able to let go of that now. Should
Yeah.
by rights hold
It's
itself.
a bit wobbly there.
Yeah, it will because it's the length of it.
Yeah.
Right, all we've done now before we start putting the jiffy hangers on, which I'll show you, is I've just put some screws under there, pilot hold into the end of that. We've got an overhang on the back, so we're not right on the end grain. And all we've done then this end, again, just for now, is we've put a pilot hole into that, into the web, and gone down and put it into there. Again, we haven't rattled it in case we split it, but that'll suffice for now before we start putting these hangers on to hold it in place. Just drop your head a sec, mate. Just if I just show you what I mean now, you can probably see that now. We met a whip in that now, look. We'd have to make sure this wall is in line and this wall isn't doing this. So because of the sheer length of this wall and the fact, as you know, we've got a join there and a join there, this wall was doing this, bellying in, as I thought, which is why we're checking what we're checking. So all I've done is 3 blocks, exactly the same size. Put one onto there first at the far end, put the line over the face. Put one at this end, over the face again. And then with this one, you just go along and you just sort of dip it behind the line. So what we've done to help us out is we've fixed these to the floor, brace them out. So then what we'll do is when we put our row of noggins in all the way through, we'll put off this and brace it. So that's what we've done. Look, we just go up like that. So it just touches the line like that. Go all the way along, and you know now that that's perfect. So same again. Yeah. So we put 2 of these on, one at each point where we've got the join, because this is where we've got the issue. So we've dipped it there again, all the way across. Lovely. Now what we can do, our 50mm that we've got off the walls, that end, and this end, or say 50mm, it's actually the thickness of one of these timbers. I can get that now and dip that against this like that, and we know now we've got to push that in to suit. Because as you'll probably see, if I go this end, I'm certain you'll see it. You see that? How far away it is, how far it's bowing out, because of the sheer length of it and its weight. You can see it right at the end there. So we'll push this in, and then like I just said earlier, fix it with a lath, stop it moving, and then we'll join all these together. And then noggin all the way through. We're going to do the 3 rows of noggins in here. 1 row of noggin level with that wall, 1 row of noggins level with this wall, just to stop it whipping. So we put a couple of screws in these rafters, as you've seen, up there. Obviously we can't do it on that one. But what I want to point out something to you, and credit where credit's due, it's not our idea, it's Liam at Oakwood Garden Room's come up with this idea. Fantastic idea. So, joist hangers, long leg joist hangers over the top, and then fix it down to your structure. That one will just be bent down like I've done, and then screwed into there. This one is done, same way. That'll be fixed down to there. Obviously just got one in there, but once these are all fixed together, that'd be ace. We have actually ordered, we've ordered the fixings to fix that metal. We've got a metal Paslow fixer. So we can fix that to the steel. All across here, we'll fix them all to the steel then, so that'd be a great fixing. And all he's doing now is just PPNing. PPNing that on.
Okay, mate, it's gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the way across.
I'll leave you to it if you want, and I'll go get this roof.
Oh, okay. Well, all I'll do is I'll just screw these all up first, and then see where we are.
Yeah.
I'll probably screw all these up, and I'm gonna have a sandwich anyway. In fact, I'll tell you what, I've made a brew, and I'll have it. I'll have a sandwich. Cheers here,
Good price.
Let's put 2 screws in each of these now, at the back, in there, underneath the rafter, into the bottom of it. We are going to have to do exactly the same with this wall as we did with this wall, and that is, we are going to have to have a look and make sure this is straight. Now, looking at that top end's got to go out, believe it or not. Despite us pushing with these, it's got to go out. So we'll do pack of that and pack of this and put a string line. And the good thing we've got then is we can do that, and then when we fix this in with the steel gun, we can push this rafter. See if we can get that set then. What we're going to do now, I'm going to put 2 lengths of lath now, or 2 lath runs, third in, roughly where we put in the noggins. Brace it off that wall, come all the way through to that end, and then mark on the centres of these timbers. Because that's braced and we're level and happy, I'm going to come off that wall and measure this way. So just to make sure that these rafters then are all parallel and not sort of bowing this way or bowing that way, which they could be because of the sheer length of them. So that's what we're going to do next. In fact, before I stop, I'm going to go and have a look at Michael. He's been hiding behind this corner in the cold, out the sunshine and everything. How lovely does that look? That looks really nice. So yeah, that looks good, that does. We'll come and show you when it's finished. Adam's forgot his phone today because we'd like to get 2 lots of footage if we can, but he's forgotten his phone, so. I know that I'm off the wall 47mm. So what, yeah, just put that on there like that. Just mark it first. Yeah, this is good. Don't forget to hit that like button and the notification bell ready for the next episode. We are aiming to put out 2 videos a week now during this series for the garden room. Thank you very much for watching.